Fabio, usability, very hot subject at the moment. Getting just understanding what makes good usability. Have you got some secrets up your sleeve?
I'm working on it. Hopefully I will get at some point. The major point is usability. It's something that has to be used by the whole population in the company. So we are targeting to solutions that are not only to be used by super young generation that use everything, but the whole population. And that's the main trick. And that's what we are really searching here at IZ.
You've got a huge estate, I'm assuming. So, I mean, where do you start, and how do you decide how to go about proper usability?
From complaints. We started from complaints. From people basically complaining that the rooms is not usable or it's too complicated,
really?
And therefore that's wasted technology, wasted money, and so on. So we started from there, trying to shave down the features to the essential only. And from there on, putting options so that maybe for special rooms, for special people, you get a full-fledged. Otherwise, you get the basic one, which works for everybody.
So how do you move from a state of being reactive to being proactive?
That's also a very tricky part, because...
I have the easy job, I ask the questions. You're the poor chap who has to provide the solutions.
So, first of all, you assess the baseline. So what we did is putting people checking on a daily base, on an hourly base, the situation of the technologies. And once we realize the situation stabilized, then we start testing in those specific rooms for specific population, technology that we believe it makes sense. So moving on specific interfaces, and again, I want to highlight the same interface for every room, for every people. That's the key, because otherwise you will only have the need for a dedicated technicians to sit close to the business people, which is cost, which is complaints, which is actually making the people feel like stupid because they need somebody to help them with. And therefore the mission for the information system is already failed.
That's very interesting to say that. It's the first time I heard someone say that people feel vulnerable when they don't get something right.
Let's face it,
yes,
right?
That's interesting.
When you go speaking with executives and they say, I don't want to deal with information systems because every time you make him feel like I'm not able to do the things I'm supposed to do. And that's exactly the gap we need to fill. It's something that it's as easy as the smartphone.
But you're dealing with unbelievable scale here. How do you move across such a large estate?
Well, that's the point. We do R&D and prototype on something on a small scale, like in our lab, and then we extend it to pilot in selected countries where we know we have picky customers that can immediately highlight a problem where you get it. And then once we believe it's about time to scale up, then we do the roll up to the worldwide. It's you can imagine that we are present worldwide, so like there will be countries with a very high budget and they can ramp up immediately on the technology once we release it, and maybe there will be countries that they go little by little with just the basic flavors. But that's the concept. If you got consistency in what you are giving them as an architecture, you don't really care anymore once the architecture is released. It's just a ramp up from operational team.
What's been the best lesson you've learned so far?
Today, I mean this week.
No, in your work.
In the work. That we should really step outside our shoes. That's really the main lesson, is do not plan for technology to be used by people with skills. Technology needs to be used by people without skills. Otherwise, it's for a niche.
Thank you.